6 tips to a happy and successful 2020. Hello everybody, my name is Chris Flippin and welcome back to another video where I'm here to help you learn to manage your emotions. How are we going to do that? By getting mentally fit, emotionally fit, and that way we can start using the law of attraction to manifest the things that we dream of and desire into our realities in ways that we can never imagine, let alone plan for. With that said, let's get started, guys. Tip number 1, okay? Choose what kind of day that you're going to have, okay? Every morning you can decide whether you're going to be down in the dumps or you're going to have a happy day. And that was one of the things that in my journey that I started to realize is the way that I get up and the way that I have my mindset every morning is what sets the mood for my entire day. So one of the things that I do in the morning is right when I wake up, I go ahead and turn on my computer. And actually my computer's usually already on because throughout the night I'm listening to some sort of frequency to help me sleep good and help me get rid of negative energies, help me expand my consciousness, whatever it may be, okay? Ho'oponopono, and other things such as that, okay? Just things to raise my vibration with my subconscious while I'm sleeping. But anyways, the first thing that I do when I wake up is I turn on some affirmations. Now, whether they be affirmations of gratitude, whether they be affirmations of wealth, health, abundance, I make sure that I spend the first 30 minutes to an hour of my day every morning listening to some sort of affirmations that are going to set me in the right mood for that day, okay? That way I'm choosing what kind of day that I'm gonna have. I'm setting the mode for my day very first thing when I wake up. So my morning routine, just to give you an example, okay, my morning routine is I wake up, okay, I make my bed, I go right over here, let's see, right over here, wherever that is. Anyways, I go right over here, okay, and I make myself some coffee, right? And then I sit down in my chair, and on this TV that you see back here, I turn on some affirmations, okay? A lot of the time, you know, I'll listen to affirmations that have visualizations on there, and I kind of take that first half an hour to an hour, depending on, you know, how sleepy I am or how much I'm really enjoying those affirmations and how I really want to set my intentions for the day, right? And I sit there and I talk to myself in the sense that, you know, I ask myself where I want to go today, the things that I want to do, right? And I also make sure that I set the intention to be in a good mood, to be happy. Okay, guys? So again, choose what kind of day you're going to have from the very start is extremely important to being happy and successful in your life and in 2020. All right? Tip number 2, okay? Embody the things that you admire in another person, okay? Now, everyone can be a wonderful person, okay? You can choose, you can strive to be wonderful, and no one can deny you of that, okay, guys? So it's extremely important that when we are starting to understand how the law of attraction works, okay, and the other, you know, universal laws, okay, and if you're not familiar with the 12 universal laws, I'll make another video of that, and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check out all the universal laws, because the law of attraction is just one of 12, okay? But the law of attraction states that like attracts like, okay? And so when we start to embody the things that we admire in another person, those are the types of people that we're going to be attracting into our life, okay, guys? So it's extremely important to make sure that the vibe that you're putting out is the vibe that you are wanting to attract back, okay? So by embodying the things that we admire, whether it be a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a friend, by choosing something that you admire in another person, okay? Imagine what that will do for you if you pick one thing per month, right? Or one thing every 3 months, right? Or even just one thing per year that you pick that you want to embody, okay? For example, for myself, one of the things that I wanted to embody was volunteering, okay? When people take the time out of their day and volunteer, I find that extremely admirable because they're not necessarily sacrificing their time, but they are taking their time to serve others. And it's extremely important that we do that. That's what life is all about, okay? And to be a good leader means that you have to serve other people. You have to teach them. You have to be willing to be there for them when they need you, okay, guys? So by volunteering, that was one thing that I had embodied that I really enjoy. So Monday through Thursday, I go and volunteer at a food bank, okay? And that way I make sure that those are the same things that I'm embodying that I want to embody, okay? So tip number 3 is break at least one limiting belief each month, okay? And so what I mean by that is don't be the cause of your own pain and your own suffering, okay, and your own stagnation. It's extremely important that when we are going throughout our day, okay, or actually through life, is that we don't limit ourselves to the things that other people say that we can't do, or limit ourselves to believe that what these people are saying are true. Okay, I've been extremely guilty of that in the past, and one of the things throughout my healing and spiritual awakening, okay, is that I have removed limitations. Okay, so for example, one of the limitations that I removed for myself here in 2020 to make myself a better person and not be the cause of my own stagnation is starting to create videos such as this one. Okay, now for me, one of the things in the past I had fears or doubts or insecurities of whether this channel would be successful or whether or not people would like what I'm sharing. But you know what? I said enough's enough. I'm not going to be that person who limits themselves, and therefore by removing that limitation is why I'm here in front of you guys today. Okay, guys? So again, don't be the cause of your own pain. Remove yourself. Be a non-issue for your own life, okay? Let other things that come up be issues that you learn and grow from, okay? Because that's what everything is in life. It's all here for us to learn and grow, it's not happening to us to sit here in stagnation and suffer. Okay, guys? So with that said, we're going to move on to tip number 4, okay? Be aware of your thoughts, words, and action. That way you can start manifesting on purpose. Now, this was probably one of the biggest epiphanies that I had in this whole journey that I've been on in the last 10 months. In the past, I was not aware that my thoughts, my words, and my actions were creating my reality. And therefore, even though I was extremely successful, I wasn't happy. And in not being happy is what caused me to lose all the things that I had in my life that I had worked so hard to build up. Now, with that said, now that I am conscious of my thoughts, of my words, of my actions, okay, now I am manifesting things on purpose. And the way that they're manifesting, man, I could never even have imagined, let alone planned for, guys. I mean, it's unreal. When we start to manifest on purpose and really look at the way that we think, the way that we speak, the way that we act, okay, and for me, to give you guys an example, for me, the way that I've done that is the way that I think, the way that I speak, and the way that I act is in the highest good for everyone involved, not just me, but for the other people that are around me, right? So when I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, so give you an example of what I mean is, I no longer sit here and think to myself, oh God, what an asshole, or what a, bitch, right? Okay? I don't think that way anymore because I now have compassion for people that are suffering the way I was in the past, and now because I realize what's causing those issues is they're not aware of their thoughts and their words and their actions. Okay, now with my words, again, the way that I try to treat everybody is I try to treat everybody as if they were the most important person on earth. Why is that? Because that's how I want to be treated. I want to be treated like I'm the most important person on earth. And how can I expect anything like that in return if I'm not doing that for other people? So therefore, by being aware of my thoughts about someone else, my words about someone else, and my actions towards someone else, is extremely important because every thought sets off a sequence, okay? You'll hear influencers such as Master Sri Akarsana, some of you guys might know him as Eric Ho, and other great influencers like Bob Proctor, Wayne Dyer, okay? These guys will say that every thought sets off a sequence. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking to yourself, gosh, what an a-hole, that's a low vibrational thought. So how in the world can you expect something positive to come from that? So therefore, if you have the choice to be right or to be kind or to be judgmental or to be compassionate, choose kindness, choose compassion, because that way, that is what you'll get back from other people, because we all make mistakes, guys. None of us are perfect, okay? Trust me, I've made plenty of mistakes out there, and I've treated people, when they made mistakes in a way that I ended up getting treated when I made mistakes because I wasn't compassionate. I was always trying to prove somebody wrong, okay? And in that, once it was, time for them to, show me forgiveness or show me compassion, did I get it? No. But again, that was my fault, not theirs. And that was because by not putting out the right thoughts, the right words, the right actions into the universe, that's what I got in return. So again, when it comes to manifesting on purpose, it is extremely, extremely important that we realize that every thought, every word, every action creates our reality. And if you want to manifest, an abundance of love, an abundance of health, an abundance of wealth, then start thinking, speaking, and acting in those fashions. Okay, guys? So tip number 5 is be aware of your presence in the now moment. Okay? And this is probably, I would say, the single biggest thing that I had to work on throughout my journey. Okay? Because and even now I still have to work on that now, because a lot of the times we go through our lives on autopilot. Okay? And a lot of us go through majority of the day on autopilot. And how I can say that is because that is the way I used to live my life. Okay? Even when I was extremely successful, there's things that just became habit and just became things that to do that I would end up at the end of the day just kind of like, wow, like what happened today? Like, where did the day go, right? I mean, I'm sure plenty of times that you've sat here and asked yourself that exact question. Where did the day go? Okay? Where did the day go? That means that we were unconscious. We were on this autopilot, right? And that, unfortunately, when that happens, that means that our ego had taken over, okay? And now our ego can only live in the past or in the future. Okay? And therefore can only live in suffering, because when we're thinking about the past, okay, we're not in this moment, and we start to manifest things by default, okay, by what has happened already. So if we're constantly thinking about what has happened, that's all that we're going to create in the future moving forward. And with that same thing, vice versa, if you're constantly looking at the future of what may or may not happen, okay, then you're constantly, again, living in fear, and you're not taking action in the present moment. Okay, guys? And again, I can speak on that through experience, because that's exactly some of the mistakes that I made in the past when I was, on autopilot and not being aware of, the now moment. Because when we think about it, guys, we were not put on this earth to fix other people. Other people are not responsible for our happiness. We are. And when you take that into consideration, the only thing that you truly have the power to control is your thoughts, your words, and your actions in this now moment. And when you start to do that, you're going to start to realize that everything you say, everything you think, everything you do is creating your reality around you. So therefore, it's very important, when we are in a meeting or when we're speaking with someone else, put your phone down, guys. Be present with them. Engage with them, guys, because that is the same that you're going to get in return. Okay? One of the things for me, in this sense right here, before I go on to the next tip, is that throughout this whole thing, whether you're using the law of attraction to manifest health, wealth, love, whatever it may be, understand that we don't get what we want. We get what we are. And in order to become something, you first have to be it. Okay? We can't sit here and say, oh, I wish to be rich, 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 okay? And not embody that of what somebody who's wealthy is doing, okay? A wealthy person is very action-oriented towards their dreams and desires. They're very determined. They have the patience to trust in the process. And those are the things that we need to make sure that we're doing as we're moving forward in that same now moment, okay? Someone who is trying to manifest love. Let's use love, for example, okay? If we are constantly in the past, like let's say we want to manifest somebody back into our lives that was in our lives before. If you're constantly in the past, okay, how is it that you can expect to be somebody that they're even going to want to be with moving forward in the future? Right, guys? Because here's the thing. For whatever reason that was that you guys did not work at that moment, okay, there's a reason for that. And it's something that you are supposed to learn from and grow from. And if you can't do that, how can you expect to attract any sort of love, let alone someone that you really care about, back into your life or into your life? So if you want somebody new, okay? So one of the things for me, for example, okay, yes, I'd like to attract somebody that I care about, that I love, or somebody that cares about me and that loves me into my life. But first, I have to realize that I'm not going to get what I want, I'm going to get what I am. So because of that, I am being in this now moment, working and striving towards being the best version of myself humanly possible. So therefore, that is what I attract into my life. So whether it's somebody from the past, right, or it's somebody new, I know for a fact that if I'm striving to be the best version of me possible, emotionally, mentally, physically, okay, financially, that is exactly what I'm going to attract into my life, is somebody who is embodying that same vibration. So guys, so it's extremely important to understand that we have to be in this now moment, because that is the only thing that we actually truly have the power to control. Okay guys, so tip number 6, before going to bed, look back at your day. Okay? And it's funny, I left this note in here. It says, every morning decide to be happy, but every night decide to be happy. Okay, guys? And when we look back at the day, it's extremely important for us to look back and realize, how did we spend the time throughout our day? How did we embody those things of somebody that we admire? Did we work at removing the limitations? Because limitations are only set by us, okay? No one out there puts a limitation on you. There is enough abundance for everybody out here, okay? Because, you know, just because somebody else wins doesn't mean you lose, okay? And so by sitting down at the end of the day and reflecting back, okay, on what you did today. So for example, for myself, like let me take today for example, okay? So today, I woke up and I, you know, did my affirmations. I listened to my affirmations. I drank my coffee. I exercised, right? So I made sure to get, you know, those positive energies flowing. I did my breath work to get that positive energies flowing through me. Okay. Now, one of the things that I could have done a little bit better was take more action. I could have gotten to these videos sooner, because I wanted, my goal is to record more than just one video per day, so that way I put up more content for you guys. So that right here is one thing that I can look at the end of the day to strive to be better tomorrow. So rather than just making 2 or 3 videos tomorrow, maybe I'll make 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, who knows, right? But by reflecting back at the day, we can look at the things that, you know, you can do some what's the word I'm looking for? Like introspection, right? Of what you are doing to manifest the things that you really dream of and desires into your reality. So guys, if you need help with your happiness and manifestations, feel free to reach out to me, guys, okay? So for me, I've gotten to a point in my life where I have gotten to be extremely conscious of my thoughts, of my words, of my actions, to a point where my life is just, the happiness that I feel in my life is just unreal. And because I've been able to get to a point where I have, you know, I can manage my thoughts, manage my words, manage my actions, that is the gift of life that I want to share with everybody out there. So if you're not sure where to begin, or how to start getting your manifestations, or even just finding your happiness that doesn't fade away, you know, that's just kind of coming and going, please feel free to reach out to me, guys. There's a link in the description below that will lead you to my contact information, and from there you guys can go ahead and shoot me an email, and I'll set up anywhere from a half an hour to an hour conversation with you guys for free, where we can discuss the opportunities that are available for me giving you guys some coaching. Okay, guys? Also, with that said, if you liked this video, please go ahead and hit that like button, share it. By liking and sharing this video, it helps promote the channel to be able to get out to more people and get these messages out to more people. All right? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification icon that is down here in the right-hand side somewhere. Okay, guys? That way you get notified of new videos that come up. With that said, I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, namaste.